everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I thought we could do a reading vlog over the next week or so. This will be including a range of different types of books like fantasy, romance and some new releases such as Releasing 10. So let's get into it. Okay, I have an update on Releasing 10 by Walsh, and this book has got me staring at walls for long periods of time. This is so heartbreaking, this is so emotional. This is so much worse than I thought it was going to be. Like, I'm so happy with myself that I've always been a Lizzie defender because she deserves the world. She's so misunderstood. I'm around 420 pages in. We're following it from 1991 to 2005 and I'm at 2000 right now. And obviously Boys of Tommen finishes like in 2005. And this is just, I just don't know what's going to happen. It's interesting to see her relationship with some characters in the previous years, because obviously with what we know in 2005, it's interesting to see how that's happened and why she feels that way. I just hope that she gets some justice in this book. I hope she gets some sort of closure, understanding, she feels loved, secure. Like, this is just so heartbreaking. Like, I have no idea where it's going to go. I'm nervous. It's so heartbreaking. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I mean, I should have known because the whole of Boys of Tommen is so emotional, so eye-opening. I don't know. I kind of want to finish it as soon as possible just so I can feel less anxious and less emotion. Like, I want to process it and I want it just kind of be over with, but also not at the same time, because I'm loving every second of it, believe it or not, and I'm happy to be in this world again. But again, it's just like disgustingly heartbreaking. I'm happy to be a Lizzie defender, and I don't know if this is going to be a two book for this couple. It depends how it ends. I think we'll know. But yeah, they're my updates so far. I might finish it today. I think I've got around 300 pages left, but I shall film my ending to this, I think. Yeah, might be some tears, but we're all friends here. Okay, so I finished Releasing 10 last night and I literally lost sleep over this. I finished this around midnight and didn't go to sleep until 5 AM. Like, I was just spiralling with this book. It left me so raw, emotional, like achy. Like, this was like the worst book ever, in a sense, like the most traumatic thing I've ever read. And I do think we need to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, and this was exactly that. I think online people are saying that it's too graphic and some scenes were unnecessary, but you've got a contents warning page, so I do feel like, you know, that's what we kind of signed up for. And I don't think any of the scenes were unnecessary, because I think every scene just showed us how much trauma and how much Lizzie had gone through. And I do think it was necessary to feel that, because if she's feeling it, we need to feel it to understand, you know, her thought process, her mind, because we are constantly in her mind. And it was a great representation for bipolar, her, you know, her mania and the blackouts and everything like that. And you're just so immersed in it and you feel everything that she's feeling. I mean, I think as well, like, another part of this, because if you've read Boys of Tommen, like all the books before this, you kind of know like how the relationship is with Gibbsy, Lizzie, and Lizzie and Huey, and Lizzie and everyone else. And you kind of read in this and you understand why Lizzie is the way she is with Gibbsy. And that's so like eye-opening, especially in the beginning. You know, they were friends before, and the names that they give each other, like Viper and Thor, they were given in a humorous, light-hearted, funny way. And yet, you know, in Taming Seven and all the others, the names are insults, like, and it's just so raw. There's so much that goes into this, and honestly, like, it leaves me so speechless and raw, and it's mind-blowing. But I do want to talk about Huey, because in all the other books, I feel like we didn't get a glimpse of Huey at all, really. Like, he was the big brother to Claire, and I think, and Katie's boyfriend, like, that's all we kind of knew. But I think he surprised me so much. He was so patient, so caring, so empathetic towards Lizzie, and he surprised me so much. And when no one else believed Lizzie and or supported her or like heard her, he was there. He was that rock. And obviously in the other books we know that they're not together in this book, like in the other books. So the ending was heartbreaking, but we see, like, you know, growth and development and healing, like the steps towards healing. And obviously we are getting a second book, hopefully, because that's what it says at the end. And I'm scared, I'm nervous for how it's going to all pan out, but I do hope that we get justice. And I just want Lizzie and Gibbsy to have like a conversation. And honestly, it was everything. Like, I mean, Johnny and Shannon will always be like my number one because they've got a special place in my heart, but Jesus, this was raw. This was so, my Lizzie, I will always be a Lizzie defender. 5 stars, infinite, 6 stars, everything. This book was everything. Hi everyone, please mind the slip back, it's hair wash day, but I am going to be reading The Broken Bonds by Bree for this next part of the vlog, and I actually started it last night and I'm already halfway through, which is quite surprising to say. I am in the biggest hangover from releasing 10, but I do think this was a good choice for me just because it's fun, fast-paced, why choose, and they're kind of my favourite types of books to read, especially when I'm struggling. So this is following Orlinda, and the book starts off with her being in a car crash and losing her whole family, and then it jumps to 5 years later where she's on the run, and there's kind of inklings to why she's on the run, but we don't really know yet why. In this society, because it is an urban fantasy where there's, you know, she's actually based in America, so she's with humans and gifted people, but she has no gift, and she was running away from her bonded. So she has 5 partners and she ran away from them, which is really, really unheard of. You know, they're bonded, they're supposed to be together. So they've kind of captured her, and it's fair to say that this is definitely enemies to lovers. They hate her for abandoning them because a bond strengthens their abilities because they are gifted. But she has a reason for it, we just don't know yet. But the tension is tensioning because obviously they are bonded, so they do have that draw to one another, but at the same time they hate one another. But I'm excited to see where this goes. There's a tension, there's brewing, but there's also kind of like a bit of a mystery plot because people are going missing. And obviously we still don't know why and what she was running from, how she says she saved her bonds, like how, we don't know. So I'm excited to see where this goes. So I'm going to go ahead and read for a little bit. finished it. I finished it. This was so fun. Had me giggling, kicking my feet. Like, the tension is tensioning. I don't even know what to say. Like, was this good? Like, written? Like, was it beautiful? Was it like the Song of Achilles? No, it wasn't. It was pure like vibes. Like, the characters, like, you're here for the characters. Like, the plot is like a plot. Like, it's not just character driven, but the characters is what you stay for. Like, you want to eat that shit up because this is so good. Like, because obviously we've got 5 bonds that are forming a relationship with Ollie, the main character, and they all have different like acts of service and like the way that they treat her. So you've got like it tenfold. You haven't just got one relationship that we're following 5, and there's one of the bonds or mates or whatever, and his like act of service or like his love language is like feeding her, like making her a plate, but he like hates her at the same time, and it's just so good. So I was saying in the last clip that I'm not sure where this is going, and it didn't surprise me, like where it went, it didn't shock me or anything. And immediately after I finished this, I went on straight to book 2. I read it on my Kindle and I've ordered the physical and it's coming tomorrow, and it picks up straight away. And this one, like, I've already read 60%. Like, I can't stop it. Like, it is the most bingeable series ever. Obviously I won't tell you about the plot in the second one because it is part of a series, but we're definitely getting to like the points with the MMCs. So I didn't mention earlier, but for them to bond, they have to have like sexual intercourse to bond, and obviously she doesn't want to bond because she don't want to bond. I can't tell you why without ruining it. So it's honestly a really character driven book. Like, the plot is kind of people getting taken, and our main character kind of knows why and what they've been taken for, but we also don't know like anything about her journey with that yet. You're just staying for the characters. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know where the plot's going to go, because obviously it is a 6-book series, but I am eating it up, and I'll definitely catch up with you once I've finished the second book. So I finished Savage Bonds last night and I really enjoyed it. I'm still really intrigued. The plot was plotting. Like, there were a plot twist at the end of this that I just did not see coming. I really like our FMC. She's really strong, and not in the like the normal sense of like strong, but like she's just, I just like a strong FMC. I don't like it when they're in damsel in distress and like blah 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 and all that. I like a strong FMC, and this is exactly what she is. Also seeing like more of the MMCs come out to play. Like, we're seeing some, but then we're also still got that tension with some of the others that aren't even batting an eyelid at her still. Also there's shadow daddies in this, so, and there's 2, so this is really really good. I'm enjoying it. The tension, like, everything is good. I still don't know where the plot's going to go. I still don't know. I feel like we're going to see some twists, we're going to see some more turns, and I'm excited nonetheless. Next book I'm going to read in this vlog is The Floating World. This is one of my June picks from my TBR jar. So I'm going to give this a go, have a little bit of a break from the series, and yeah, I'll catch you in when I've read a few chapters. Hi everyone, I thought I'd do a quick update for The Floating World. I am around 154 pages in, and I am enjoying it so far. I think the first chapter was kind of giving Disney. It was cute, it was sweet, and we've got 2 point of views in this so far. Oh no, sorry, 3. We're following Ren, Sunho and Joel. I think that's how you pronounce the names. And Ren is currently performing acrobatics with her family, and during one of these performances she uses a little bit of her magic, her light magic, and her auntie kind of tells her not to do it again. But then during one of these performances, one of her uncles gets injured and she sets off trying to find a cure because it's by a demon. So this is based on like myths and legends, but yeah, she's not allowed to use her power because it'll attract people from the underworld, and Sun Hao is actually based in the underworld. We know he's a sword for hire, he's like a thief, he's trying to save up some money so he can finally find his brother because they've been split up. They were child soldiers, and that kind of leads us on to the third path because he is a captain and he recruits the sword for hire, Sun Hao, to try and find Ren. And initially Sun Hao's like, no, I need to protect this girl because everyone's after her, kind of like a bounty hunter situation. But then the captain, Joel, turns around and says, I know if you bring her back to me, I will help you find your brother. So he's in a bit of a pickle, but we don't know why they want to capture Ren. So that's where we're at right now. But I will say the politics in this are really quite high to say it's like a YA book. And sometimes I'm a bit like, oh, too many names, too many places. Also, Sun Ho has some magic. We don't really know much about it yet, apart from that he has a bit of darkness magic. We don't know where it's come from, we don't know anything about it, or Ren's magic really, so we're kind of still figuring that out. So I'll catch up with you when I've read a little bit more or at the end of it. So I finished The Floating World last night and I ended up giving this a 3.5 stars. This had some really, really sweet and tender moments between Sun Ho and Ren, which I really, really adored. To say they were supposed to be enemies from two different worlds, they teamed up nicely, which had some really great character development for them separately. They meet in around a third of the way through and they kind of team up and they have their own goals of why they're teaming up and why they need each other's help. So Ren wants to help her uncle. She wants to try and find a cure, and Sun Ho wants more information about his brother. So they kind of team up and they're on this quest and mission together. And throughout their journey together, we kind of get snippets of what the civilians are kind of going through, whether that be like selling flowers on the streets or street fighting. And I feel like those scenes, we really got an insight into what the world is like. I do feel like I wanted more of those, because I really enjoyed those scenes. I do wish we got some more of Sun Ho's and Ren's history before they met. Like, I wish I got to see what Ren's life was like, Sun Ho's life was like. Although I understand that Sun Ho, we know why we don't get that from Sun Ho, but I still wish we kind of got some more glimpses into his life before. But obviously we get that throughout the book. So as I was saying in that last clip, the politics and world building was pretty heavy, and that kind of took me out of the story sometimes. The pace overall was really nice, really great, but when it came to the war, the political building, it kind of sucked me out. I don't know if that's because I'm not really an epic fantasy kind of lover anyway, or what it were, but I didn't really like those bits. Also, I don't understand why Jael, who is our third point of view, why he was such a dick to Ren. Like, I don't understand that, because he seemed like a decent person, and yeah, so I struggled to wrap my head around that. Overall, this story was really engaging, really sweet moments between our characters, but I do wish we got more of the side characters rather than, they were kind of thrown in at the beginning and at the end. There were no middle bits with the side characters, which I felt a bit disappointed by, because I feel like a found family can really take that edge to the book. So I was a little bit disappointed by that, but overall it was a cute read and I would recommend it, but I don't know if I will be reading the second one because it kind of ends. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention the ending. The ending was pretty shocking. Like, I wasn't expecting where the story went with Sun Ho, and that was a nice surprise, and it kind of left you wondering, because this is a duology, so it kind of left you wondering where it's going to go in the second book, because there's still some people alive, there's still, the power is kind of unknown of what's going to happen to the floating world, so it kind of set it up for the next book. But I do feel like the ending was rushed, with her uncle and Sun Ho's story, and it just felt a little bit rushed at the end. I don't know if I will be reading the second one, I'm unsure, but this was a solid read, 3.5 stars. So that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!